Right before I got married, my mom pulled me off to the side and said that a quality relationship would be as much work and effort as an entire career. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brian, and I want to talk to you about having a long-term quality relationship. And I want to cover three big ideas. The first one is identifying what quality means to you. The second one is what I call nuts and bolts. And the third one is constant enlightening. So as I said, I want to start off by identifying what quality even means. I have friends that are married. They've been married for 7 years. And during the work week, they live in different cities and only see each other on the weekends. And it seems to be working just fine for them. And I have another couple friends that are married, and they've never spent one night apart. And so it's good to sit down and talk about what quality relationship even looks like to you in the first place. And so you want to talk about things like time. How much time do you want to spend with each other? Some people, they don't even want to go to the grocery store without the other person. They want to be with them all the time. And other people want to spend time with other friends and go out hunting with the boys or spend time out on the town with other people. So it's good to talk about that. Another one is what's fun for you, or what's your idea of a good date night? Hey, some couples want to be out in public and lots of noise and lights and loud sounds and things. Other couples want to just be at home and quiet with each other. So it's good to talk about that. Holidays is another example. Do you want lots of adventure and travel to lots of exotic places in Las Vegas, or do you want to go camping and enjoy scenery, or just be quiet and enjoy each other's peace and company? Talking about your idea of a dream life is kind of important. Do you want big houses and lots of toys and just living out loud, or you want to kind of just take it easy and live within your means? And kids is another one. Lots of kids, no kids, a few kids, pets. It's good to talk about these things when you identify what quality even means if you want to have a long-term relationship. Second thing I want to talk to you about is what I call the nuts and bolts. There was a study done where they took this mouse and trained it to feed itself. It would touch a little button and get a nugget of food, and that's how it would survive. And then what they did is hook a wire up to the mouse's brain and introduce that wire to a pad in the cage. And so whenever the mouse would touch the pad, it would get a jolt of pleasure in its brain. And so when they introduced that new pad into the cage, the mouse ignored, as soon as it touched that pad, it ignored the food, sat on the pad until it starved to death. And so the idea is that sometimes we will take the easiest route, the route that's most pleasing, and we'll forget about some of the hard things that go into relationships. So we need to hammer out those nuts and bolts. Who's going to do what? And so it's even simple things like cleaning up. Who's going to wash the dishes, and who's going to take out the trash, and who's going to vacuum? And it seems simple, but it does make for a smoother relationship and help to create that long-term relationship. Another one is finances. Are we going to put our money together or keep it separate? And are we going to keep track and keep budget and get our receipts all together? Or are we just going to spend as much as we want? So it's good to talk about those kinds of things. Another one is picking things up. Are you going to go pick up this person, or you got to go pick up the groceries, and who's going to do the errands around? And these things seem simple, but it's really important to hammer out those nuts and bolts in a quality long-term relationship. The last one is called constant enlightening. And some people understand you have to get better as a couple. And some people will use books or watch documentaries. But I think the best way to engage in constant enlightening is to find another couple, or even two couples that you trust, that they have, you think that they have a quality relationship, and you can get together with them and talk to them about it. And so you could talk about the tough things. Ask those tough questions. How do you get over when you fight about this, or what do you do to solve this kind of an argument? And that requires being very transparent. Not being able to talk about anything and not having to hide things. So these are the things you don't normally talk about in public, but you're able to ask some of those private things with this other couple. Solve problems together. Ask them how they solve problems. Bring your problems to that other couple or couples and get advice on those. And another one is actually be a physical support and get physical support. Okay, not just emotional support, but sometimes you just, you're sick and you need food, or you're short on cash and you need to borrow money. It happens. And so if you can find another couple like that, you can engage in this kind of relationship with them. You're going to experience a constant enlightening, and it's going to strengthen your own relationship. And that's pretty much it, guys. I talked today about having a long-term quality relationship. I covered 3 major topics: identify what a relationship looks like, quality relationship, hammer out those nuts and bolts together, and engage in constant enlightening. And I want to challenge you today, if you're in a relationship, to pick just one of those things and try just one of them, and then actually get back to me and tell me if it works or not. Thanks for listening.